Welcome back. Today I'm going to explain you a war movie filled with action and a deep story called The Covenant. Sit back, relax and enjoy the video. The movie starts by explaining that after the September 11th attacks, the US sent many soldiers to Afghanistan. At first, it was 10,000, but 10 years later, the number grew to nearly 100,000. The soldiers hired local people as translators, promising them and their families visas to the US. The film follows a main character, Sergeant John Kinley, and his team on a hot day. They are operating a checkpoint, where their translator Hadi and a teammate named Jizzy are questioning drivers about what they have in their vehicles. One driver gets angry about the questions, and this makes Kinley's team members, Tom, Cat and JJ, pay attention. Kinley tells Hadi and Jizzy to check the back of the truck while teammates Chow Chow and Jack prepare for action. Suddenly, the driver panics, runs away, and a bomb explodes. Kinley and his team grieve for Jizzy and Hadi who didn't survive the blast. Kinley then needs to choose a new translator, so he picks Ahmed, who comes highly recommended. Ahmed is smart, quiet, and determined. Kinley feels like Ahmed won't be a problem. The following day, the team patrols the city streets. They arrive at a building at the end of a road. Ahmed seems to know the building and tells Kinley they might need more help. Despite this, Kinley decides to go inside. A thin man hesitantly lets them in, revealing a room filled with unconscious people and hookah pipes. Kinley sits down, feeling defeated. On another day, they drive into the desert after getting information that the Taliban is making IEDs there. Another translator suggests they take a longer road because the usual one is flooded from the rain. Kinley agrees and they set off. Along the way, Ahmed asks Kinley to think again about their plan. Kinley stops the vehicles, sending 2 men to check the area and another to get help from a surveillance aircraft. The area appears safe, but when Kinley turns around, he sees Ahmed holding the second translator at gunpoint. Kinley points his gun at Ahmed, demanding he drop his own. Ahmed only does so when the second translator confesses that the Taliban have his family hostage. Aerial surveillance confirms that Kinley's team was about to walk into a trap. Back at the base, Kinley discovers that Ahmed joined the US forces after the Taliban killed his son. This makes Kinley see Ahmed in a new light, but he still warns him never to disobey orders again. Feeling frustrated, Kinley talks to his boss, Colonel Vokes. Vokes can't officially support Kinley's desire to act beyond the normal rules, but he doesn't stop him either. Sergeant O'Brady, who overheard the conversation, gives Kinley a lead, a name. Kinley's team confronts a drug dealer connected to this name. Instead of simply translating, Ahmed negotiates with the man. Despite threats to his family and Kinley's disapproval, Ahmed keeps offering money until the drug dealer agrees to help. The dealer reveals 2 places where the IEDs are being made. The team realizes there isn't just one bomb factory, but multiple sites working together. They head out and strike gold at a desert location. They call for backup, but they know they can't wait long, so they decide to move in. Inside, they discover 3 men torturing a local man, but they're too late to save him. More Taliban fighters show up and a gunfight ensues. All the team members are killed, leaving only Kinley and Ahmed, who manage to escape in a Taliban truck. Despite being chased by numerous enemies, they survive until the US forces arrive to collect their fallen comrades. A flat tire forces Kinley and Ahmed to leave the truck. They use their location to their advantage and continue to move deeper into the forest and mountains. Kinley and Ahmed try to make their way back to base, but they can't reach anyone through their radios. They spend the night hiding in the mountains. The Taliban fighters chasing them are told by their boss to capture Kinley and Ahmed at all costs. When Kinley and Ahmed hear radio signals from their pursuers, they realize they must be close. Then, they continue their run, sliding off the mountain with adrenaline. They hurry towards their base and manage to kill 2 Taliban fighters they encounter using only knives. However, 2 other enemies spot them from a hill. They're forced to use their guns, which alerts more Taliban to their location. Then, they hide in a nearby cave and wait for the remaining Taliban to leave. After that, they come out of their hiding spot and continue their walk until they find an abandoned house and decide to stay there for the night. Not far from them, the Talibans are still searching for them. The next day, they wake up and Kinley steps out to make a quick check of the area. Suddenly, shots are fired and Kinley gets injured. The Taliban surround him, hits him on the head and drag his body through the sand to take him to their vehicle until Ahmed shows up and eliminate all Talibans without hesitation. Then he puts Kinley in their truck and drives using the main roads. When they're stopped by 3 Taliban fighters with a broken down truck, Ahmed is forced to give them a ride. One sits in the front with Ahmed, and the other 2 sit in the back, unknowingly next to the hidden and injured Kinley. Ahmed manages to tend to Kinley's wounds and trades the truck for medical supplies, food, and a small two-wheeled cart. He then has to push Kinley up a mountain in the cart, which is very hard. Kinley, in and out of consciousness due to his injuries, wakes up one night in intense pain. Ahmed tries his best to comfort him. Next day, Ahmed continues to push the cart until he becomes exhausted and takes a break to catch the air. He then sits on the side of the road, crying and losing all the hope. After thinking about his family, he gathers the courage and pushes the cart to the spot where he can clearly see the base in the distance. Ahmed stops at a small shop to buy water, but they're noticed by Taliban fighters who arrive in trucks. One of them discovers Kinley hidden under the blankets. Ahmed kills the man and the driver and continues to struggle with the last one until he chokes him to death. But then US forces arrive. A tired Ahmed is ordered to put his hands up. He is handcuffed and put on the ground. He manages to tell them about Kinley in his cart. A soldier looks in the cart and is surprised to find Kinley still alive. 4 weeks later, Kinley wakes up in the hospital, coming in and out of consciousness. He hardly remembers anything and finds himself on the bed in hospital. The next thing he knows, he's back in Santa Clarita, California, barbecuing steaks for his wife and children. However, he seems distant and distracted. He discovers that Ahmed and his family are hiding, as they haven't yet received their visas. Despite Kinley making countless phone calls and requests to help, he gets nowhere. As a result, he becomes increasingly frustrated, which leads him to start drinking, and his family notices. He's told that before any visas can be granted, a background check needs to be conducted. Outraged, Kinley questions why a 3-month-old baby would need a background check. After experiencing one failure after another, Kinley begins to feel desperate. Meanwhile, in Afghanistan, Ahmed gets a call warning him that the Taliban have discovered his location. Ahmed kills one guy who breaks into his house and manages to escape through the back door. They blend in with locals to avoid detection and make a narrow escape in the back of a truck. Kinley is presented with a new plan, hiring private contractors to help rescue Ahmed and his family. Kinley and his wife agree to take a second mortgage on their house to afford it. He bids farewell to his family and heads back to Afghanistan under a pseudonym, Ron K. Once there, however, his rescue operation is delayed due to the imminent visit of a UN official. Refusing to wait, Kinley decides to go it alone. He gets help from Ahmed's brother, who manages to stay out of trouble with the Taliban by supplying them with drugs. The brother provides Kinley with a driver who can take him to Ahmed. On the way, a checkpoint worker insists on checking the vehicle, and Kinley is forced to kill him when he discovers Kinley hiding in the back. This act doesn't go unnoticed. A Taliban spy spots them, recognizes Kinley, and reports back to his boss. At the same time, Ahmed and his wife are relaxing at a picnic when they are approached by Kinley, disguised in eyeglasses and a hijab. He presents them with their visas. They quickly load into the back of the driver's truck. However, the driver notices they are being tailed. Kinley immediately calls in for support from the private contractors. The team back at the operations center quickly realizes that Ron K. is in fact John Kinley. The head of operations, realizing his mistake in prioritizing the UN official over Kinley's mission, sends a heavily armed aircraft, known as an Angel, to aid Kinley. Taliban intensify their chase, sending more forces after Kinley and Ahmed. In response, Kinley and Ahmed manage to take down a pursuing vehicle, causing it to crash and form a temporary roadblock for the rest of the Taliban convoy. Their path leads them to a tunnel, which they are forced to abandon their truck in. Kinley devises a plan to buy some time, using a grenade to block the tunnel entrance just as the Taliban forces arrive. Escaping to the other side of the tunnel, Ahmed and Kinley find themselves near a dam. Using this strategic location, they take shots at the Taliban forces across the canyon, returning fire. All the while, Ahmed's wife shelters their baby in a nearby shed. The battle intensifies with Kinley running out of ammo and the driver sustaining an injury. Ahmed is down to his last few bullets. Just as it seems the Taliban is closing in on Kinley, the heavily armed aircraft, the Angel, swoops in, eliminating the remaining Taliban forces. The escaping Talibans are followed by a helicopter firing missiles and destroying them. The ensuing relief is immense as a helicopter swoops in to evacuate Kinley, Ahmed, and his family. They are then transferred to a military transport destined for the US. In the quiet aftermath, Kinley and Ahmed share a moment, a mutual look of respect and gratitude passing between them. As the movie closes, a text appears on screen. Thousands of Afghani interpreters have either been executed for helping the armed forces or are living in hiding from the Taliban. The sobering message underscores the immense risks that individuals like Ahmed take to aid foreign military operations in their homelands. Make sure to subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Thank you and have a nice day.